The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and it's Saturday. And you know what that means? It's time for weekly purchases. That time of the week where we investigate what came through the door via DHL, Amazon, United States Postal Service, FedEx, and of course that old outlaw, Waylon Jennings. And we also talk the toy news of the week, and there's a lot of that this week. We bring it all into a ball and we wrap it up, and we do call it weekly purchases. And man, a colossal week this week. Last week, of course, you guys remember one of the biggest pickups in a long time here on the channel, the RVD Chase Edition figure. Well, I might have topped it this week, so stay tuned in weekly purchases. What did Kyle get? It might surprise you, so stay tuned for that in the back half. But we'll, of course, recap the week that was here. That's what we always do at the beginning of weekly purchases. A lot going on the channel. Let's run through it real quick. Of course, the RVD Chase, we did do an unboxing of that. Yes, you heard that right. We unboxed and talked about it. Took a look at the canceled, unreleased RVD Elite Chase. Check out that video if you've not seen that as of yet. We did that this week. We did a top 5. Of course, it is Independence Day weekend. Who better for a top 5 for the 4th of July time frame than old Hacksaw Jim Duggan? So we did a top 5 Hacksaw on the channel. Check that one out. Brand new, hot off the truck, G.I. Joe Classified Series Cobra Officer. We unboxed him on the channel. We also unboxed some new Masters Universe Origins Deluxe figures in Snout Spout and Leech. So check out both of those reviews. Of course, we also did a Cella Toys Atom Bomb figure. We did an FTC Jim Cornette figure this week. Ruthless Aggression Era Mattel Walmart exclusive HBK. We unboxed that. I did a little vlog video, I guess we'd call it, about my experiences at the G.I. Joe movie. You guys know how hyped I was for the G.I. Joe return, or I guess I shouldn't call it a return. First time ever in the theaters. Did a little vlog on that. Also filmed some of the extra special features there for you guys that couldn't make that show. So check out that video for sure. We did a little weekly game show. We're going to have another one next week. Are they Jakks Classic Superstars or are they not? The question is asked, and we go through as we continue our Tuesday Jakks tradition there with the little game show action is what it kind of felt like. And we'll have another one of those this upcoming week, so stay tuned for that. We also unboxed both sets, or I guess the first wave, I guess we'll call it. How about Legends of Lucha Libre from Masked Republic, Rey Phoenix, Penta, Taya Valkyrie, and Juventud Guerrera. So we unboxed all those. Check those out. Some new action figures into the market in the wrestling landscape. You can't beat that from where I sit, as you guys know, right here at this table. So a lot going on the channel this week. A few other cool things, of course, Patreon. You guys, the June Patreon was a big giveaway month. I will have a video on the Patreon announcing the winners of all the giveaways. And if you haven't signed up for the Patreon, what are you waiting for? Perfect time to do it, as I did add an extra tier, a $10 tier. Check out the old Patreon for all the details there. Of course, got to figure out what July's giveaway will be, and I'm leaning towards the brand new Elite Bret Hart, or maybe some G.I. Joe Classified. I guess you Patreon guys can maybe sound off in that one a little bit, but we'll have that at least for next week's. We'll put it on social media too. Hopefully you're following along on social media. SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. Check out both of those. Follow along on both of those. And, of course, subscribe to this channel. We're dangerously close, getting there to 18,000 subscribers. We'll have to figure out the next top 10 list when we do that. Another big announcement this week to hopefully help all you guys. I say it all the time, gotta get a deal. And there is a video called Gotta Get a Deal up early on Patreon. I'll launch that eventually here, but check that one out when it does launch. Like I said, on Patreon right now. But I'm always looking for deals out there. You guys know that. Well, Entertainment Earth reached out to me, and we all know Entertainment Earth by now, a big company for collectibles, pop culture, all that kind of stuff. Well, they have given me a link, my own special link that you guys can use. And if you go to the link, you click the link and order something, guess what? You save 10% automatically on all in-stock items. Got to get a deal right there so you can get 10% off. And the beauty is it also can stack with other coupon codes. They have like a free shipping over $35 right now. You can stack those together. So got to get a deal. Make sure you bookmark that link. It is in the description of this video. I posted it on social media, like I said. But make that your link for Entertainment Earth because you'll save 10%. Got to get a deal, like we always say. So there you go. All right, let's get into a little bit of toy news. I will say I did do a special video Thursday night. Check it out if you missed it. It was all about the Mattel reveals. I'm not going to have those in this video here. I have a separate video there in the essence of time, I guess we'll say. But we talked a lot about some of the new Legends coming to Target, the Ruthless Aggression, Elite 95. We talked about all that kind of stuff, and the new War Games ring. So check out that video, and then check this one out, and that'll get your news for the week, I guess we'll call it. But we do have that going on. But Elite 96 has gone up for pre-order at Ringside Collectibles. Once again, use discount code Kyle. Save 10%, and that should be an interesting one. Some first times in the line. Hulk Hogan, of course, we know the Hulkster always sells. Shinsuke Nakamura, a lot to like on this line, so I can't wait for the glamour shots of those, hopefully in the next month or so. But you can pre-order right now at Ringside. So Elite 96 is up and running. So I want to get that out of the way. Now, how about let's talk about some G.I. Joe news. The worst kept secret in all of action figures was finally unveiled on us. The G.I. Joe His Tank is the HasLab, and guess what? It funded in about 7 hours. Yes, you heard that right. Possibly the fastest funding for a HasLab project. Just absolutely amazing. I was not shocked. I didn't think it would fund that fast. I knew it would fund for sure. I thought maybe the holiday week would slow it down a little bit, but obviously it did not do any of that. Just beautiful. Beautiful how fast that thing did fill up. Hopefully you guys are all ordering one. This is one of those pieces. I know you don't want to talk investment with toys, but man, down the line, a couple years down the line, this is going to be a pricey piece. This is one of the most, if not the most iconic Cobra vehicle that there is. This is your chance to get one in 6-inch scale. You're getting a driver and a tactician. Tactician? Is that what it is? Technical? Some crazy word they used. But we're getting 2 figures there. Old Ron Rudat, we'll talk about him later probably. The guy that created a lot of our Hasbros that we like, among a million other toy lines of the 80s and 90s. He did design the artwork for the packaging on these. And I guess the Joes will be individually numbered like we see in the Joe line. Absolutely not a fan of that at all. I think this is a HasLab thing. This isn't for everybody. And I think some of these things, like store exclusive, should not be labeled in the Prime line. They should have their own labeling system. It should be like HasLab 1, HasLab 2 or something. Make it seem different. Don't put it in that core line. But well, what do I know? Maybe that's a way for they think they'll get extra sales out of it. And at the end of the day, we all got to take that business step back. They're not a nonprofit. They got to try to make as much money as they possibly can. But this one, $299 a piece on these His tanks. I don't think that's a bad price. Knowing everything that's going on right now, knowing what's going on in pricing going up, you guys know this isn't going to production probably for who knows how long, 6 months? I don't know when it goes into production, but it's going to take time. It's going to take resources. Everything's going up. I assume they have their price increase caked into this. So $299 felt really good for me. Right off the bat, you get 2 figures. That's $50 right there. Hasbro Pulse, I'm going to talk about that in that Gotta Get a Deal video. You'll have to check that out, but you should be a member of that, especially if you collect many lines, because you're a Hasbro Pulse member. You get free shipping here. There's just a lot to warrant this in my book. Of course, there's a lot of bells and whistles with this His tank. There's lights. There's just a lot of different things. We did unlock the first tier. It's a canopy and a little thing on the treads. Not really that exciting. That was kind of a weak first tier, but supposedly we got 3 more tiers to talk about, so we'll see how those end up going. But man, I'm excited for this. I think there is enough bells and whistles. There's a place for your figures to go in the back. Of course, the canopy's up and down. All the bells and whistles. The tire treads move. It's just a really good look here, and I think a lot of people are all for it, as we saw when it backed on the day 1. I mean, just absolutely crazy. It'll be interesting. Now, a lot of people have reached out, Kyle, how many are you buying? And as of right now, I'm all in on 2. I'm debating getting a 3rd one. And like I said, I'm not a big investor in action figures like, oh, I'm going to get this and I'm going to make money on this later. I don't really do that at all. Obviously, yeah, someday I can sell all this stuff and I'll get some money back. I don't know if it's the best. I always say if you're looking at action figures to invest for your future, you should probably get in your 401k or things like that. I always say I wouldn't really lean on your action figures to take you all the way home. But something like this His tank, to me, I'm like, okay, I need 2 for me. I'll buy 1 extra one and I'll just sit on it for 2 years. And guess what? There'll be another HasLab G.I. Joe. Yes, there will be. After the success of this one, there'll probably be multiples. Well, maybe I could sell that down the line, get my money back, plus maybe fund the next HasLab with that. It's kind of rotating your money there a little bit. So I might do that. But at the same time, I don't like people sitting on my money for a year, which in this point might be 3 years if I'm playing that long game. Is that the best investment? I don't know, but I will be getting at least 2 of these. I've already pre-ordered 2 of these. I'll just play it up to the end on the last one is my plan there. But I think this looks awesome. Of course, there's always people out there complaining and stuff, but as we always say on the channel, you vote with your wallet. Well, the fans voted, and they voted hard and fast. They wanted this thing right away. So more to come on that over the next few weeks as they unlock more of the tiers. I'm just excited. I'm excited for any more G.I. Joe. As you guys know, I love G.I. Joe. And like I said, we just unboxed the Cobra Officer yesterday on the channel. Check that one out. A couple other little G.I. Joe news this week. They also had a little announcement of some more future figures to come. We are getting a more classic Firefly. That's a little interesting one. We already got Firefly from Cobra Island, but apparently they're going to take it back and give us a more classic Firefly. But I'm not against that either. So we got him coming, and then our first announcement of something I've been very much anticipating is the iconic Dreadnoks. We are getting Ripper. I'm there for it all day long. Give me Buzzer, give me Torch next. I want Zartan's team. Hopefully we get Road Pig, Monkey Wrench, Zarana. Well, we know Zarana's coming. Hopefully we get all of them. We'll get Zanzibar and his skiff. Give us all of them. We'll take any Dreadnought you can give us, but that's a good sign for the line. They're giving us some of these classic characters. Can't wait for that either. So a lot of good Joe news. You still got plenty of time. You got till August to pre-book the Hiss Lab. They don't charge you until it's done funding, so you can pre-order now. It doesn't charge you till August. FYI, if anybody had questions on that. So there you go. So that's G.I. Joe news. A little bit more wrestling news, how about? The Macho Man Micro Brawler is up on Pro Wrestling Tees right now. The USA themed, only up there for a week, so if you're into that kind of thing, now's your time. I will say Pro Wrestling Tees does have their 4th of July sale. Perfect time to get a shirt. That's the time you buy at Pro Wrestling Tees is when they have the big sales. Of course, if you're not going to buy one of my t-shirts, and you know, it'd be great to celebrate the holiday with a Rio shirt, maybe the Gotta Get a Deal shirt, the old Point shirt, Rockin' and Rollin', Struttin' and Strollin' shirt. There's a lot of shirts on my store there. Check it out. Of course, you can save this weekend. But if you're not going to get one of my shirts, you better get Terry Funk's shirt. Because guess what? Terry Funk's birthday weekend. It was my birthday weekend last weekend. We got to get a shirt from one of us. That's my recommendation out there for you. The old Funker. You got to support him. My favorite, of course, him and the Ultimate Warrior of all time. But thank you to those of you that do support the channel and pick up a t-shirt. So Pro Wrestling Tees, this is your time to shine. There you go. Some other news this week for wrestling. Ringside Collectibles, once again, use discount code Kyle, save 10%. But Storm Collectibles, home of Jushin Thunder Liger, home of the Hulk Hogan's, home of the Mortal Kombat and Street Fighters, and Golden Axe, and a million other things. Well, Minoru Suzuki is coming to Ringside Collectibles as an exclusive, Storm Collectibles. A guy getting a lot of TV time in TNA, Impact, of course, and then, of course, AEW and all the time in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So we will be able to get his figure here. They've shown a little bit more pictures from it. No date yet on the pre-order, but have to think it's coming sooner than later. So if you're into that kind of thing, head up over to Ringside Collectibles. And then speaking of Ringside, once again, AEW Jim Ross. We got some actual glamour shots here. This one looks a little rough, as we talked about. It doesn't clean up a whole lot in the package either, but it is Jim Ross. He's a definite fit. You're going to have your Excalibur. You're going to have your Tony Schiavone. You're going to need the trio there, and I'm sure we got Taz coming eventually. We need all the announcers, so we are getting it. I just don't know if it's the JR we were hoping to have, but we'll see once we get in the hand. We'll take a look, but that is up, and that is a Ringside Collectibles exclusive, so you know the drill and where to go on that one. We did hear a little bit. How about a little interesting one is we'll talk retros. There's a lot of retro news, and is there too many retros? We've been talking about that the last few weeks. Well, here's one thing I want to talk about, and I'll ask your guys' opinion. You can sound off in the comments. Rush Collectibles, of course we know them. They had the Larry Zbyszko, the Roadblock, the French Angel, and many repaints already of those. Well, they announced this week Jonah, the former Bronson Reed from NXT, a favorite of mine. They're having 4 different exclusive figures for him. So 4 different figures. Now, what do you think about that? Now, if you're a Jonah hardcore, you want all 4. Man, I get that all day long. If it was Ultimate Warrior, yep, sign me up. I'll take all 4. But I am not there with Bronson Reed. I don't think many are there. There's a few, but not many, like an Ultimate Warrior, a Macho Man, a Hogan. I think we'd all agree there. But what this does for someone like me, and you guys, this is where I want you to sign in. So 4 different Jonahs who I like. I want to get 1. I don't really need 4. And this turns me off to this line. Rush Collectibles is tuning me out as a collector because, hey, I want 1 Roadblock, but then you have 3 different ones, 2 different Larry Zbyszkos, things like that. I don't have a connection deep enough with those figures and those characters to want to get multiple difference with just some repaints. And it ends up turning me off to the entire line. Cella Toys did this with Nick Aldis. I said, I guess I'm not going to be a completionist here. I don't need 10 different Nick Aldis figures. It just doesn't work. And I know the majority of people are not completionists, but I think it does hurt some of these companies with so many repaints and things. We talk about getting the most out of your molds all the time, but when you're paying, around $50 with shipping, $40 to $50 with shipping for things like this, they're little figures, and I get all the understanding around it. It is a lot to ask, and I would say Rush or whoever we're talking about, if you reach out and they say, well, we're not telling anybody to be a completionist, and they're exactly right. But a lot of collectors, and the hardcore collectors are the ones that watch videos like this. To me, it is a turnoff having this many. And maybe I'm alone, maybe I'm wild, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm a wild, crazy kid from the old Nickelodeon show back in the day. I don't know. But this does turn me off to the Rush Collectibles line. I'll get one Jonah just because I like him. I'd love to have all four, but you just can't afford all four. You got to cut it off somewhere along the line, and that's where I'm cutting off right there. So that's a little Rush collectible news. Cella Toys, of course, they have their weekly news. The Major Wrestling Figure Podcast did a live show in, I think it was Baltimore last weekend. It was on my birthday, I think. But they had a premiere of a Cella Colt Cabana. So Colt Cabana getting a Cella Toys. Hopefully we get an AEW figure from him one day, but I believe he's a Ring of Honor star, technically, not an AEW star anymore. So maybe we'll get some Ring of Honor figures there. But always cool to get Colt Cabana. I'll be seeing him here in a couple of weeks in Waterloo, Iowa. I want to say it's Friday, July 22nd. There's a big wrestling show, big Hall of Fame show. Trish Stratus is there. Tons of people. Look it up, the Luthez Hall of Fame, their induction ceremony weekend. Always a good time. I will be there that Friday, so look out for me. Come say hi if you are there. But Cella Toys, Colt Cabana, like I was talking, I'll see him there. So there you go. But we also heard from Zombie Sailor this week. Series 1 has shipped. I got my tracking on Friday morning, so it is off to the races. I should have Series 1 Zombie Sailor. Man, these figures look cool. A long, long wait, but he's saying it's going to be worth the wait, so we'll see what happens with that. But we'll have those unboxings on the channel very, very soon, so make sure you subscribe. You won't want to miss Zombie Sailor Series 1 unboxed here on the channel. But he also announced at the Major Pod Show, Johnny Gargano getting a retro style from Zombie. I don't know when that's going to ship, what series that's in, but he did announce it and showed a little grayed out art for it. And then Mark Sterling with removable arms, so you can switch out your arms for Mark Sterling, more suited to Mark Sterling. We got coming from Zombie Sailor. And then the final piece of retro news this week, CW Figures, out of Germany, I believe, another retro company, and it sounds like their first series is going to be a lot of German-based talent, and a lot of talent, unfortunately, I am not familiar with. As of right now, I probably won't be picking those up, but you never know. We'll see. We'll give it a look. It sounds like they're partnering up with Cella to share some molds, work together, and hey, that's how companies get bigger, through mergers. Maybe they'll work something out, form an alliance. Who knows? But CW Figures did show some interesting stuff this week. They did show a brand new ring. So they are having a ring, a black one, a blue one, a yellow one. It sounds like there's going to be add-on parts to it. It's a retro ring, which right now the Mattel retro ring you can't find, well, unless you go to eBay. Same as the old Hasbro. So there is a market for your Cellas, your Zombies, things for a ring. Nobody's making it. CW Figs is. So you better check out their Instagram, follow along on them. Be very interesting to follow their process like we followed all these other retro companies' processes over the last couple of years now. But is the retro bust going to be here? It seems like it. I don't know if there's that much demand for retro figures. It is a niche market of adult collectors primarily in this. Something's got to give, and people vote with their wallet. And like we said, we got some bad inflation, some bad price increases coming here in about 10 days, 10, 15 days, depending where you're at, and then more coming in the fall. So there's only so much money to go around. And like I said last week, all the studies are showing some of the things that are dropping by the wayside: restaurants, travel, toys. There it is. So take that for what it's worth. So CW Figures getting their shout out this week. How about a little Star Wars talk? Every week there's some Star Wars, but Obi-Wan Kenobi went up for pre-order everywhere this week. And then at Target, Tika, the lovable Jawa that was helping Obi-Wan in that first episode, he is getting his own figure. Of course he is. That's getting the most out of your molds. We've seen this Jawa mold a million times. Hey, let's get it back out there one more time. This time it is a Target exclusive, so be on the lookout for that eventually. I think you can still pre-order him and Obi-Wan online as we film this, so there you go. Super 7 throwing their hat in the ring again with another series of The Simpsons. I have pre-ordered both sets so far. I will be pre-ordering this one, but it's one of those ones that's right on the cusp for me of something's got to give because there's only so much money to go around with inflation. And I really do regret it. It's one of my big regrets from back in the day, not collecting the Playmate Simpsons. So I'm trying to kind of right that wrong, and I do love Super 7 figures. I think they do display very well. So I'm looking at ordering this one, but it's an interesting one. So once again, they give some deep cuts and some main characters. We get Mr. Burns. I would say he's a main character. He's been all over the place for many years. Ralph Wiggum, a great character as well, so happy to get those two. Those are going to be at the traditional $55 price point. But then we get Kang and Kodos, the two aliens from a lot of the Halloween specials, things like that. And those two are going to be $75, much like the Matt Cardona, Brian Myers figures we talked about last week. I think it's a different reason. I think these are giant figures. That's their price point for those. Very similar to the Godzilla figures. Man, I'm all in on these Simpson ones, but like I said, it's going to be tough. Going to have to figure it all out, maybe sell a few things, maybe another That's So Hard to Say Goodbye, which we did another one of those on the channel this week. Check that one out. But very interesting. I like the looks of all these. But it's funny how kind of Ralph Wiggum, some of these smaller figures, it just doesn't feel like you're getting your $55 worth. I see that a lot with the Disney line. I've seen those at my local toy store. That Mickey's so small. Why is it $55? Well, you get some accessories and stuff. It's all about justification. We say that all the time, too. It's all about justifying it to yourself. So there you go. You got to justify it. We also saw Batman 66 back with a vengeance, pre-ordered at Target. Once again, the long game on these. This is one of those ones that are just on the bubble of my collecting. No need for me to pre-order. I'll find them in the stores eventually. I got to get a deal. And I've been finding a lot of them on clearance at a deal price online. Doing some of that. I went to Zavi. I got some cheap over there. That's kind of what I'm doing with this Batman 66 line. But we did see the Bat Cycle announced, so that can go good with your Batmobile. Everybody loves a sidecar. We know that. But then we also saw the Villain's Lair, which I think is really cool to get a Villain's Lair. I still need to get that Batcave. Eventually, I'll get one of those. Not sure where I'm going to put that, but I will get it one of these days. But then we saw, of course, black and white Joker and Batman. Man, getting the most out of your molds. Again, I'm so sick of this Batman and Joker figures. I mean, we've had so many of these, but the hits keep on coming. I still need to get Boxing Riddler and Boxing Batman. I'm playing the long game on those two. And then the new character here that excites me the most out of all these is, of course, Mr. Freeze. So we get a classic Mr. Freeze figure coming in the Batman 66 line. So sign me up for that as well. Then we had some announcements from Big Bad Toy Store, like Fresh Monkey Studios, the Tick exclusive. If you're a kid of the 90s, you love the Tick. I love the TV show. I love the animated cartoon the most. I remember my dad, I don't know if he still has them. I'll have to check my dad, but he had an entire Tick collection. My dad really enjoyed the Tick as well. So my dad and I are probably going to have to pre-order from Big Bad Toy Store, link in the description below, and get these Tick figures that are exclusive to Big Bad Toy Store. So they look like they're going to scale with your Marvel Legends. That's pretty cool. It's a lot like the Fortnite. You can mix him in with some of this stuff. But I've always loved the Tick, so I'm here for that all day long. I'll be picking that one up. And then the final thing this week, looking over my notes, so much stuff going on. And we're so close to San Diego Comic-Con. Usually all the news is saved for that, but a lot of stuff is trickling out. Well, I guess there's more news, actually. There's the NECA Invisible Man. He is up for pre-order. Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store, all the usual places. The one I'm the most down on, because I am not a huge Invisible Man fan, but I will end up picking him up to complete the Universal Monsters things. I'm sure my dad will be here to unbox that with me, so stay tuned for that one down the line. But the last thing is from NECA. It is, of course, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comic figures. Now, we haven't seen any of these really ship yet from the announcements 4 or 5 months ago, whatever it's been. But we did see promotional shots, glamour shots, if you will, of Casey Jones looking really good, removable mask, all that kind of fun stuff. And then you got Utrom, I believe that's his name. Now, I'm not familiar with this comic book at all, so I got to do some investigation here. It looks like he's a member of Krang's kind of world. We'll call it at that. I think there's many of those guys, but I'm going to pick this one up for sure. I love the looks of the robot and then the kind of brain creature in there. That's just a winning combination in my book. So we got those two, and then we got some pretty pictures of Splinter as Van Helsing for the crossover with Universal Monster line. I like the looks of that Splinter as well. Looks amazing right there. So there it is. That is all the toys on my list here to talk about this week. There was a lot to talk about. And I got to say, album of the week, there really isn't one for me. This is the busiest time of the year for me at work. I think I put in about 80 hours this week. Yeah, you heard that right. 80 hours of work plus the videos I filmed. I am tired. I've barely slept this week. Stressed to the max, of course. I actually even missed my own birthday dinner, and that happens sometimes. Sometimes your whole birthday gets ruined because work steps in. So my family got to have my party with without me. So that was fun too. You can only imagine how much fun that was. But it was a long week, so I didn't get to listen to any albums. I didn't get to listen to anything this week. I did check out the new Ozzy Osbourne song. I guess that's the closest thing. It sounds pretty good. So we got a new Ozzy album coming here in a couple of months. Could it be Ozzy's final album? The nice thing about these songs, obviously the studio helps him a lot. They can clean some stuff out, but it sounded like, I don't want to say classic Ozzy, but it definitely sounded like Ozzy. A lot of guest musicians on this one. So that's the closest thing I got to an album of the week. So that's all you're going to get from me. But check out the new Ozzy song and give it a listen and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. But without further ado, I've done enough jibber jabber here like a young Mr. T. Now we got to get into the weekly purchases with something monumental. All right, let's get down to it. Let's get down to the weekly purchases. And like I said, I'm not going to keep you waiting. Let's get to the big thing I picked up this week. The monumental thing I picked up this week. Well, it's pretty special for somebody like me. You guys know what I love. I think you guys know by now. But I did get this one. And of course, what a great birthday present to myself is what this ended up being. But how about the 1 of 15? 1 of 15. Ultimate Warrior Granite exclusive. Of course, the exclusive was to the Ultimate Warrior, who had these commissioned for himself. Now, 1 of 15 Granite Warrior. I did pick this up this week. I do got some connections for things like this. I didn't pay anywhere even close to what this is for on eBay. Not even anywhere in the neighborhood. So I did get a heck of a deal on this. Absolutely love this, of course. Now, 1 of 15. Do I really believe that? Absolutely not. I do not believe a 1 of 15. There's a lot of people that have this figure for over the last few years that have said, oh, I got the 1 of 15. This is 1 of 15. Yeah, no, it's not. What it is a factory sample, a factory reject, something slid off the side. That's what this is. The 1 of 15, they're in the defining moments type packaging. Guess what? If there's only 15 in the world, there's not that many absolute crazy people that are going to open up those. I mean, let's just be honest. It's got the Ultimate Warrior certificate of authenticity, all that kind of stuff with it. Nobody's opening that up, myself included. If I had this in cart, there's no way I would open up a 1 of 15 Warrior. But a lot of these things did get out. Now, is there a lot of them? Absolutely not. I could never guess how many. I bet you under 100. But still very cool for somebody like me. Of course, I do have another version of the 1 of 15 Warriors over here. I've had in my collection for a while. Got to get a deal. I'm not paying up to these eBay prices and wacky prices people will reach out to you with. I'm not going to do that. But if you're patient, it might take a couple of years, but you'll get a deal, and that's exactly what I got on this Granite Ultimate Warrior. I'm thinking about doing a possible video. Maybe I'll talk about this, do a full review of it. Maybe I'll do one on this one as well and put them in the same video, just like an Ultimate Warrior exclusive video. I don't know. You guys should let me know if I do that in the comments down below. But very happy to have this piece here, but I'm not done. I got something else that is pretty mighty, I guess we'll say. And when I got this offered up to me by the same seller, I said, there's no way I can pass this up, as this is probably my favorite figure of the last few years. Once again, it is Ultimate Warrior. Once again, it is Mattel. It is the Target Legends Hall of Fame Death of the Ultimate Warrior figure. That's what this is. Of course, I have a few of these, as you guys know, but this one is the hand-painted prototype of the head. They painted this. It's all hand-painted. Just a beautiful-looking Ultimate Warrior here. And for this not being much more than a regular Elite, yeah, that's how good of a deal I got on this one. I couldn't pass it up. But very, very cool. This Warrior is very inspiring. It's a very inspiring Warrior for sure. But 2 heavy hitter Ultimate Warriors coming during my birthday week. We'll call it the birthday week. Why not? But very happy to have these in here. Of course, being the big Ultimate Warrior fan I am, could not pass these bad boys up. So we'll see what comes in the future Ultimate Warrior related. So there's that. So we continue on with weekly purchases, and I gotta give a shout out to old Zavi. Zavi. I did get these from Zavi this week, and of course use discount code Kyle Peterson to save yourself 10%. Got the brand new Marvel Legends wave. Got US Agent. We got Quake. We've got Madam Hydra. We've got Marvel's Speedball. And then, of course, we got Fortnite Thor, I think is what they're calling him online. Thor, a heavy figure, that Thor. Of course, Iron Man, a part of this as well in this wave. This is the collector wave. And then we got Blue Marvel. So, Zavi, check them out. These are in stock currently. I'm not sure if there's any other place you can buy this entire wave. And you can save 10% using discount code Kyle Peterson, like I said. So, thank you, Zavi. That's what I did. So I picked up the brand new wave, so we'll have a lot of Marvel Legends unboxings to come. We're going to build that collector. Oh, we got to build him. But we're not done with Marvel Legends. Of course, this week, slowly piecing together this new X-Men wave. We've unboxed 3 figures so far. Well, I got Darwin through the mail this week via Amazon. So, waiting for Havoc. I'm still waiting for that one. But I did get Havoc's brother, Vulcan. And he was just hanging on the pegs at Target this week. So, almost there. I'm one away. I'll probably unbox these 2 together. And then, I need Maggot, too. I forgot about Maggot. So, I'll get Maggot and Havoc. I'll unbox them together. We'll get there, but a lot of Marvel Legends to unbox. Heck, there's a lot of stuff to unbox here. I still haven't even got to my Super 7 Ultimate Ninja Turtles. We'll get to those one day as well. I'm going to try to take some vacation. Yes, you heard that right. I might try to take some vacation at the end of July. That's my plan, fingers crossed. I'm going to try to spend like 1 or 2 days to pound through some stuff. So we'll see if that happens or not. I did get a birthday present from my dad and my stepmom, and what did I get? I got the Motorhead graphic novel hardcover edition, The Rise of Motorhead. I have not even opened it up yet, but I will put this with all my Motorhead books. I have quite the collection, as you guys, I think, have seen in a video before. But I did get that for my birthday, so thank you for the birthday present to my parents. So there you go. We did unbox on the channel. I unboxed the ones, of course, I always get 2 for a Mint on Card set, unpunched. Snout Spout, of course, Masters Universe Origins, and don't forget our old pal Leech as well. So got both of those, Mint on Card, unpunched, all that fun stuff. Got both of those off the list, and we reviewed them both on the channel, so check out the reviews on those. How about a little BST AXN? I got these from Walmart. I got Shredder. I got the Foot Soldier. Not the biggest fans of these, but I do have a special spot for them because they remind me of the publicity advertising Ninja Turtle wave, is what I'm calling these. They remind me of the advertisements and stuff we'd see on bags of chips and Hostess pies. So you gotta all convince yourself on all this kind of stuff. It's all about the justification, and that's what I did. Got both these for $20 each. Shipping now, apparently, from Walmart. Just one of those surprises that come in the mail one day. And that's what I got there. And then we unboxed one of them, but of course I got multiples. Cobra Officer, G.I. Joe Classified. You guys know I'm all in on the Joes. Got to do some army building. I think I'm done with them at this point, though. Bring on some future ones. Bring on the Cobra Island and the Python Patrol, I guess is what more importantly it is, the Python Patrol now. Bring on some more of those. That's going to be the next army builders for me. All right, so there's a little piece of the puzzle today. Let me clean up a little bit, and we'll be back with round 2 of weekly purchases. All right, let's bring it home on this 4th of July weekend. Hopefully all you guys get to celebrate the 4th, if that's a thing you celebrate in your part of the world, I guess I should say. But hopefully you guys get a longer weekend than I will have. But it's usually a good weekend to unwind and eat some hot dogs and watch some hot dog competitions on ESPN. That's my recommendation. But let's continue on with the weekly purchases. One thing I did pick up this week at Target, yes, the rumors are true. I got another Castle Grayskull to keep mint in the box. So I got that right here. $39.99 on clearance at Target right now. So if you have a Target that still has these, a lot of times they're over in the bike sections, things like that. $39.99. That's a good long game play on this. That is a heck of a deal. I needed one mint on box or mint in box, and I said, you know what, $39.99? I'll pick one up. So as of right now, I'm 100% complete in the 2-up club of the Origins. Well, I should walk that back. Don't have the new He-Man, Skeletor, Mantenna, and Pighead unpunched yet, but that's all I'm missing for the double up club. Got all the doubles on the vehicles, all that kind of stuff. So Master Universe Origins, hopefully a thing here to stay. So we'll see. But got those there. Speaking of He-Man, I did get this as well. My dad got this for me for my birthday. Skeletor. It's just like Kyle's 3rd birthday, very similar to his birthday in his 40s. It's the same kind of thing there, but Skeletor through the door this week. Needed a second one, going to make use of some of these extra parts, extra heads. Going to do some customizing, some poor man's customizing work on this Skeletor. But the big thing for He-Man this week, the great hunt was over. Finally found myself a Beastman. Not just one Beastman, but 2 Beastmen. I found 2 Masterverse Beastmen this week. You guys saw it if you watched my Fig Hunt. I think I found about 18 of these this week, actually. Not that hard of a hunt. Just took forever to get to my area, but it's finally here. We'll unbox these very soon on the channel. Can't wait to get this out of the package. One of my all-time favorites is Beastman, of course. And then how about a little gotta get a deal? You saw this in the figure hunts as well. $4 on clearance. I was telling you guys, gosh, if I could get these cheap enough, I'd buy an on-card set of these turtles. Well, I got Raphael, I got Michelangelo. I don't know if I can find Leo and Donnie real cheap, but for $4 each, sign me up once again all day long. That's exactly what I did. $11.99 at Target this week. Batman Superman 2-pack for $11.99, normally over $40. You really can't beat that price, so I did pick this up for $11.99. I think I'll just keep this one in the box is my plan there, because I already have that Superman. Batman doesn't do a whole lot for me. I think it displays and looks better in the package here. And then the long game finally pays off. Finally found my mean mark at $9.99. I wasn't paying $13.99. I was paying $9.99, and I did find it. I'm going to grab these chaps. I'm going to put these on Sid, and I'll probably sell this mean mark or use it for a custom or something like that. Not exactly sure, but we'll see what happens. But there it is. That's this week's weekly purchases. A big, big week once again. They're always big weeks, it seems like. But very excited to get those Ultimate Warriors in my collection. But what did you pick up this week? What did you find out at the stores? Let me know and sound off in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. You might as well like this video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the old notification bell. Follow along on Patreon. Of course, Patreon exclusive content, bonus content, early videos, and giveaways. And like I said, a brand new tier just started, so you can jump in, be a part of some of these giveaways. And I'm leaning towards giving away the new Bret Hart, so stay tuned for that. That might be July's giveaway. And for you Patreon members, we'll do a video very soon, in the next couple of days, probably this weekend. Hopefully I'll get it filmed, and we will see who won the giveaways for June, so stay tuned for that as well. But follow along on all the fun and support the channel at Patreon. Pro Wrestling Tees as well. Now's the time. If you're not going to buy my shirt, buy somebody's shirt, because you can get a deal this week. That's always the advice, the best advice I can give you. Got to get a deal. Follow along at SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So without further ado, I'm rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling my way into a 4th of July weekend, and I'll see you guys all real soon.